What do you believe in? I don't know. Besides football and your queen, what do you believe in?
Friendship. I think I really care about my friends, family values. I believe in God, bro. Putting God first. I think I'm a pretty straightforward person. I don't think there's a lot of. I think any of my thoughts you've probably heard. You know, I'm pretty vocal about my opinions.
For sure.
What do you believe in, Osei?
I don't know. I don't have strong beliefs.
I know.
I'm pretty passive. I'm a pretty passive person.
Osei does have strong beliefs. I've seen you stand on certain things. No, you stand on respect. You stand on principle. You stand on.
Keep going.
To a fault. I got him to a fault. You stand on,
man. Keep going, man.
You are.
Keep going. You just said you a real ass nigga, man. Come on.
You stand on sports sensitivity and holding grudges and being petty about small things that happened years ago, and you stand on being passive about not bringing them up for a year and then just boom dropping the hammer on someone for something they didn't even know they did. That's what you stand on.
Damn.
That feels
what you talking about?
You know?
Please give me my YouTube TV back, bro. I was on the phone with my mom today, and she's like, "Yeah, we missed that YouTube TV," and I was like, "Me too, mom. I have my whole family on it too."
I think we had to see. Now that works against his case. I think this is actually something worth bringing to the people. Like, if you got YouTube TV, are you obligated to put your people on to the subscription? Like, do you is that something that you gotta do?
Y'all know where I stand.
And I think the layer to this that we must add is once you give it to someone, do you hold the right to take it back whenever you see fitting? Because say Mr. Get Money over here, you see the Cartier ring. If you've seen his Instagram story, you know this nigga's Mr. International, right?
No, none of that.
He has the YouTube TV, right?
Don't spread that narrative.
He feeding the family, right? This nigga has set shit up on Spencer's TV. Like, shit was all good, bro. It was all good just a week ago. You know, if you watched our live streams, if you tap into the channel, you already know that last year that Commanders-Eagles playoff game got a little heated.
Heated, bro.
Mostly between them. Eagles fan, Commanders fan.
But if you also know Spencer
I'm just a fan
as
of the
sports
game.
fan,
I'm just a fan of the
if
game.
you know Spencer as a sports fan, as a person, Spencer is what I would like to describe as an antagonist. I think Spencer saw opportunity. I think I'm cut a similar way. I like to fuel the fire. It's always fun. Spencer jumped in on that Eagles bandwagon and was, throwing a couple little shots, but Spencer don't got a team. And Osei did not like that how that day went in general. If you saw what he did to me, he owed me $100 and he gave that to me in pennies. That was a good petty.
Go watch that episode.
I'll take that smoke. You know what I mean? I'm not mad at that. Then for Spencer to get his get back, Osei wait till the new football season start up this year. And then kind of snatch back that YouTube TV subscription from Spencer.
Well, it was off. So
it was off.
But then he reactivated it.
He reactivated and kicked Spencer off.
And basically I said, hey man, like, I'm so glad you ended up choosing to reactivate. I was watching SportsCenter all night last night. It felt great. Thank you so much for doing that. And he said, well, you're welcome, but you're off. You're out. You can't use the YouTube TV. And to me, that's fine. But what followed was, a year ago, you treated me like this. And so now you don't get this. If you would have been like, yo, I actually need one of those seats, because my parents are trying to watch the game, or like, yo, like, I got this homie that honestly, like, he's a Commanders fan, and I think I'd like my YouTube TV to be all Commanders fans. If that was the approach, it's cool. But the approach was, fuck you. You don't get it. Nobody gets it. I just have excess that I'm going to hoard for no reason. Because it's not like if I was on this, it would affect your life at all.
And this is where I go to the fact that I think I have a really high emotional IQ, and people underrate that. Because what I'm doing, that you got to peep how niggas is feeling and what their motivation is. Osei was clearly hurt and upset by something. He was expressing himself. You can't invalidate his feelings. Especially not in the heat of the moment.
Oh, exactly. I can't invalidate his feelings in the heat of the moment, but I can invalidate his expression a year after the moment.
But he was feeling his feelings in that time when he was doing that. Even if it was a year later, that was him expressing what he had felt and been holding on to.
But if he's feeling that
was
now,
something that expected him.
If he's feeling that now, he must have felt that sometime in the last year.
And
we could have talked about it like grown adults.
What if Spencer lets you express that more? Lets you get your shit off. And instead of going back to, you can't do this, I felt outrage, he says, I'm so sorry. I apologize for what I did. I really want the YouTube TV or whatever, could you maybe think about it? Just be real apologetic and play the background. Just be like, I see you, I hear you, and that's valid in your decision. Would you have let him have a YouTube TV?
Let me think about it.
You got 30 seconds left in homie court before we get this bitch started.
I probably would have told him that if you want YouTube TV, it costs $90 a month and you can buy a subscription.
See, he doing it for the cameras, but I think it would have came around. What up, y'all? Welcome back to the Industry Plans Podcast.
What is good? It's episode 151.
Back at y'all, man. I'm Miles. To my left, we got Spencer. To my right, we got Osei. How we living, y'all? I know we just had homie court. Tensions might be high, but I'm happy to see y'all.
Nah, man, it's funny because before we were arguing with you.
I know.
You turned the tables, man. You're an instigator.
Nah, I think I take arguments well. I just move on past it. That shit. I don't argue with my friends to really get heated. I do it for the love of the game, bro. I just like to discuss and hear niggas' opinions, bro. But there's been a lot of shit going on. I feel like music has obviously been a thing. There's a couple of different ways we could start this. I guess I kind of want to start this shit a little morbidly. I'm sorry, guys.
Okay.
David is gonna get talked about.
Yeah.
Off the jump ski because I think this little nigga's crazy. Guys, if you know this channel, you seen back, I think 2 years ago, we did Best Upcoming Artist, and I was sitting on this shit talking about David like that nigga was really the one.
Yeah.
Like I was really big up in this nigga. I was fucking with his music early on, and this nigga is a PDF file and a murderer, allegedly, I guess, bro.
2 for the price of 1.
If you didn't know, David, up and coming singer, pop, whatever, bro. He has some songs that have been pretty big. Came up using BandLab, all this shit. He is a Los Angeles resident, and someone found his car impounded, his old Tesla, and there was a weird odor coming from it. They open up the trunk, they find the body of a 15-year-old girl chopped up and decomposing, bro. First of all, prayers up to Celeste Rivera, I think is her name, and her family. That is probably the worst thing that you could ever imagine, ever. Like, ever since I heard this situation, I've been thinking about the fact that, like, having a daughter in this world, like, as someone who one day probably wants to have kids, bro, like, I'm so serious. Like, that's scary, bro. Because my little sister be having me tweaked out. I know you feel the same way. I feel your sister is older, but I'm sure you even feel the same way. Like, when you have a woman in your life like that, like, it's like, you know, that's not even on a romantic shit. That's family, bro. Like, you don't play about that.
Yeah.
And to have someone taken from their family at such a young age, like, due to nothing of their own, like, fault at all, is just really sick and fucked up. But at first, we kind of talked about this briefly, I think, on a pod a couple weeks ago when we heard the news. We were like, oh, this isn't him. Like, it was like, no way that this little nigga who be running around at anime conventions or whatever, this nigga all of 5'2", he ain't did nothing.
I think that was the general sentiment for the first week of this news breaking.
Nigga was just like, oh, Kitty and shit.
Yeah, there's no way. Like, right, wasn't he scoring his own video game edits? Isn't that how he, like, came up?
Yeah. He was a Fortnite creator, and then he just started making his own music because he was tired of it getting copyrighted when he started posting the shit. He was making this shit in his closet, in the crib in Texas, and it seemed like a wholesome story, and it seemed like just like kind of an innocent kid who had this life kind of going for him. He seemed nice enough, all the shit. And as you start uncovering layers to this whole thing, it gets darker and darker. And it's obviously a bit out the news cycle, so we won't stay on it too much, but this nigga's music is so vivid. And when you go back and look at interviews and just all the things adding up, you start to realize like, oh, this kid is really like, these songs are kind of morbid and these songs are really vivid. And there's a lot of death conversation. And then the imagery he uses, he brings a casket to all of his shows and all of that. Like, he has all of these song lyrics talking about, he has a song called Afterlife where it's like, I love you even in the afterlife. And there's a video of this nigga crying while singing it.
Yeah, there's a song called Romantic Homicide.
Yeah, Romantic Homicide.
How much more on the nose can we get?
And if y'all really want to get some real weird fucked up shit, bro, whose phone is that? My phone?
You blowing up right now.
My bad, gang. Neelu talking. Beat that nigga in fantasy. Hold up. The iPhone 17, y'all, getting money. Back up.
Why it only got 2 cameras, though?
This is the regular one, not the Max. I don't need that. What you got?
I got 3 cameras.
Yeah, bro. Mr. Get Money. I already said that.
I have 2.
Yeah, exactly. I'll big up my homies winning. David, his song, Romantic Homicide, the one that blew him up. If you go back and look at the pictures on Instagram, this nigga's wearing a bloody t-shirt or a bloody button-up shirt and was selling that as merchandise on the fucking website, bro, and was like having all the niggas wear it. And like in the song, he says, in the back of my mind, I killed you and shit, and I didn't even care. Like, it's fucked up. This nigga seems like he did it. Niggas have got on a true crime shit and have been finding clues themselves.
Yeah.
Why is this nigga free is my only question.
Yeah, I mean, I guess innocent until proven guilty, right? They haven't like...
Guilty.
Yeah.
Proven guilty.
Yeah.
So proven guilty.
I agree.
Put this nigga in jail, throw away a key, lock this nigga the fuck up, put him under the jail.
No, it's sick because she was 13 too when they were talking.
Yeah, oh no, bro. You know it's bad when like is like, and can we even say that on camera?
don't
But
know.
cut that out, Spencer, please.
Yeah, well.
That's like the third issue. This nigga had 5 other offenses before he got to that shit.
Yeah.
Like, I'm off that, bro. He's crazy.
It's like, obviously I'm glad we acknowledged first, prayers up, how fucked up it is. Yeah. But it's an interesting case study that sometimes when you really channel your real life, your real pain, your real emotions into art, that's how you make something impactful. I've seen so many comments on Instagram talking about like, yo, why every song I hear throughout this whole bitch a banger? Like why and you see the streams going up like crazy too. What does that tell us about us as a people?
I think we're desensitized a bit to things, and I think I don't blame people as much for the streams going up, because I assume you see something online talking about the lyrics to the song and you're like, let me go hear what this nigga's talking about. Like, I don't think you're a terrible person if you went and go did that.
Yeah.
What I will say is like, I think that making a mockery out of it and not acknowledging that this girl passed is really, really fucked up.
Yeah.
And not mentioning her name at all, I'm glad that people are just kind of using it as an opportunity to maybe really get put in your face how dangerous this internet shit is for young bulls.
Oh, yeah.
Because like Discord, like they be talking about even the young kids on like Roblox and shit like that. Like,
no, this is a big actually takeaway because the Discord server knew about this.
Yeah.
Maybe not the murder, but they knew about the underage girl. Like there are chats that have like come out since this happened where like the community was aware. And I'm not saying that like these kids in Discord need to like call the cops.
They don't know no better.
They don't know no better, but like maybe that is a testament to like this warning story that is, like gathering these really young fan bases on the internet.
And parental controls and shit like that. Like if you're going to get your kid a phone in this world, like that, I think it's stupid to be like, you have to wait forever to get your kid a phone now when like, it's just is the world we live in. But like there are parental controls. I think if you can put it off, like I didn't get a phone until what, like 5th grade? Like, again, still young, still opportunity for things to go left, but like, just wait.
Yeah.
Don't have them in all this shit, knowing how to do all this stuff. Like, don't give them social media and things like that. Like, it's a thing, and I don't want to put this on the parents at all, but just, like more things to be cognizant of.
So if you have I'm gonna change this topic a little bit. You got a 10-year-old right now in 2025. You got a little 10-year-old running around, and they're like, "Yo, all my friends have phones. Can I have a phone?" What are you saying? You getting them a phone?
No. I mean, hopefully I have like an iPad or something, and I could be like, when you're at the crib, you can use this and play games, download Twitch and watch Cenat Mafiathon 3. if that's your bag, know. But again, I'm not a parent, so I don't fucking know.
No, I think it's important to think about these things beforehand. Like there would probably be a predetermined age that I already had.
And what is it?
For a phone. Well, I don't know right now, but I'm saying if I had a kid.
Just off top, what is it though?
I don't know. Probably when they enter high school. I feel like that's the most important.
That's pretty late. I think that's
you
pretty.
Think so?
Yeah, even when I was in middle school, I feel like that was late. So I think today kids are probably getting phones way earlier.
Well, that's why I'm saying I would probably wait until I actually had a kid to make a real decision, because like I don't know what the landscape looks like. Like 2-year-olds could have iPads, and I really don't know much about that. But what I'm saying is like I probably have predetermined ages for everything, and like we'll adjust when needed. But I think it's important to like kind of set those boundaries early and adjust when needed, and then also ask your kid questions too, and like actually talk to them about their day and like what they're doing, and like if they tell you something, like be more inquisitive and not punish them for it. You know what I mean? Because I feel like that's where you get that's when kids start keeping secrets from you, and that's when you like lose trust and you're not able to like fully be in their lives.
That, and you do have to ask questions, because there's literally a clip of David talking about right after he made Romantic Homicide. He was like, this is weird for me, like I haven't made a song like this, like dark or whatever, like, and then he said he played it for his mom, and his mom was like, David, is this song is very violent, bro. You talking about killing people? Not my son. Like all that stuff, right? And I think that you have to really look deeper into why are you talking about these things? What are you seeing to make you want to do this? Because obviously he was also the type who like watched a lot of anime, and is like, You get these things put in your mind at a young age as a kid, and you don't know no better. Like this kid is watching killing and shooting and violence from Fortnite to the shit that he's watching on the TV and shit. And that's from the age of like 8 years old or younger, bro. Like these people I feel like they almost don't understand the gravity of life. And like the thing, like we can get off it in a second, but like even when you look at like gang violence and things like that, like a lot of the niggas who be doing crazy shit is young bulls and young kids who have no idea the value of life. and have no concept of killing or taking life or anything like that. Like, I don't think you understand even your own mortality till you get older. Because I think a lot of us as young kids even move with this invincibility complex. That's why you do so many like drugs, drink alcohol crazily. You know, we don't even get good sleep, eat bad. You know, all that stuff is done when you're young because you think you're going to live forever when you're in this shit. You know, you take life for granted. So just imposing that, I think as a young kid is really, really important. Being present, like you said, all that.
I know it's morbid, but you talk about like being nervous about bringing like a girl into the world. I'm just nervous about bringing a kid into this world, to be completely honest, like with the way everything's going and like how cooked the internet is. Cause I'm really thinking about this phone thing, and I'm thinking about the kid that like recently committed suicide because the chatbot told them to. Like they're talking to an AI, you know what I mean? And like they fell in love with the AI and all that. Like I'm low key scared to like bring a life into this world where we're at right now.
Yeah, bro. Like knock on wood, obviously. Like it's easy to my shit be like, yo, my kid's just not gonna be dumb, but like you never know, bro. You never fucking know shit, bro. It's
a darker start than I think we wanted. But.
Yeah, you know, hopefully my kid is like Rakai or any of these other kids that be streaming and getting money, bro. I guess going to a happier thing. Cenat live for 30 days.
wait.
Mafiathon. Hopefully my kid is like Rakai.
You don't even know Rakai, bro.
I hope my kid's like Rakai, getting money.
Oh, I see.
What the fuck we talking about?
I thought you meant like personality wise. I'm like, you don't know that, dude.
I just want my kid to be successful in whatever he chooses to do or she chooses to do.
Copy.
You know? Have you guys tuned into Mafiathon at all?
I've been tuning into the Mafiathon on the Radar Freestyles.
Okay.
I haven't watched any of the stream itself.
Yeah.
But I mean, I was on Twitch randomly and I did click on it for a second, and there was like some random dude I'd never seen in my life, and I was like, yo, I guess you have to have a lot of guests if you're going to go for a month or however long he's going.
We got to talk about the concept of this because it's hilarious. You got this nigga up so many M's he don't even know what to do with.
Yeah.
No idea what to do. Do you know how he gets those subs? Those million subs that he's chasing so hard? Niggas have to pay him.
Yeah.
Bunch of little kids with their parents' credit card is giving, oh, Kai needs more subs. Mom, I need $20. Kai need 20 more subs or he not going to be live right now.
Yeah.
That's crazy. This nigga is getting paid and niggas is big up at him. Like he crying over here like he won a Super Bowl home fantasy. I knew you could do it, bro. Knew you could get 1 million subs, man. Never doubted you. It's like, yo, it's a good game, bro. It's a great hustle. Shout out to Kai. You know, I think that aside from him obviously getting his money up, I think he has brought a lot of very interesting content. I like that he's pulling celebrities and people from our childhood. Like I saw Victoria Justice on there. Like he seems to be getting a little bit older-ish celebrities, and like it seems like he's making it more of a show.
Yeah.
Like they talk about things, the commentary online that I've seen people who are really in it, I said like there's like different segments and things like that. So it does feel kind of like almost like a sketch comedy show.
It's iCarly.
Yeah. I would lose my mind if I'm him, bro. This nigga has cameras on him while he's showering, and there's a nigga doing a full DJ set, and there's angle switches as he's like staring out, looking over at like LA, bro.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is crazy, bro.
Doesn't he have a girlfriend now too?
Yeah.
When do they hang out?
No, well, he says that, you know, like he misses her and all this shit, but also like
I miss you, baby. And I'm doing Mafiathon.
And I do think that like the way that I've noticed like he kind of goes about this streaming shit now, because I think all these other niggas like be streaming damn near every day. Like I feel like Kai will do these big events and then like disappear for like a month or two.
That's cool.
And like just lay low and like, you know, kind of like it does create more excitement. But I have seen a lot of, and this is interesting because I guess we're in the streamer world now, but a lot of more traditional streamers have said that streaming in of itself has kind of lost its essence, and it's become so much more about these big productions when it really comes from just like desktop, chat, entertaining them with conversation, making real like connections with these people, understanding the frequent subs, understanding what your community wants to see. Like it feels more of a production that's a little less genuine.
Yeah, but that was naturally going to happen. That's happened with every sector of entertainment. You know what I mean? Like think about YouTube.
I agree, but I do think that this being the new TV and the new thing that the kids go to watch after they leave school or whatever, it like there needs to be both. Both things need to exist. Like when a big event is going on or whatever, cool. But like when Kai isn't live, what is these niggas gonna watch? You know? So I do think there is still room for more of these like desktop niggas to pop up, but it is getting harder and harder to, I think, blow up with you when you're competing against niggas like this.
I mean, I just think Twitch is hard to grow on in general. Like we worked on it for what, like a year and a half now, and we see how difficult it is to like get subscribers and all that. I think the way that you connect with people on the internet in general is like telling like very personal and like niche stories. But like I think I agree with Spencer. The production aspect was going to come in anyway because you have to figure out a way to stand out from everyone else.
Would you rather? I mean, would you rather watch Like somebody in their bedroom on their desktop, or do you want to see Speed jump off that building in Vegas?
I don't.
Because I'm watching Speed jump off the building 10 nights out of 10.
I feel you. But I do think there is an element of how you become consistent and how you become someone who's like a big streamer is still like every day for 3 years, you damn near have to go live and do the desktop thing and find a way to make that simple platform very entertaining. And find a way to make those clips. Because like I still appreciate the clips I see on Twitter or whatever, where there's a nigga that I don't know sitting in front of the desktop and like wilding out over something. And it's like, oh, that was funny. That was interesting commentary. I just saw the nigga Cuff'em. I don't know if you know who that is.
Yeah, I do.
It's the dude who be on Kick that hangs out with Aiden Ross. Is a black dude, bro. This nigga he be wilding. He be saying some crazy ass shit, but I think he's a pretty good streamer. And I think that you saw that when someone like him then got in front of Kai, he did Mafiathon for a day and he smoked shit. Like the clips I seen out that, like the way that the people was interacting with him and like he brought his audience over there, like now he's going to be on in a way bigger level even, you know? That is pretty cool to see. But shout out Kai. Did you guys have I actually do want to talk about the freestyles.
Yeah.
I want to know who's picking these people. Because it seems like the most random collection of artists ever, but it also seems to be like kind of real rappers. Like there's people I see on there and I'm like, I'm really happy you got it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I would assume it's from Gabe P and On the Radar. I'd assume that's their end of the partnership is also curation.
Yeah, I mean, it's anybody that knows Gabe who has a relationship with him and like is able to like put their artists on. You know what I mean? And obviously he's curating it based on like, all right, this one's trash. This one can go. Sure, we'll do this one as a favor. Like, I think that's probably how it's going.
I think it's a lot. I think it's not as like I think there would have been more high profile people.
What do you mean?
Like I think there would have been like obviously there's been big people on there, but like they've been filling out the days with like some pretty niche rappers that I've never seen around Gay P. Like Chris Patrick. Why would Chris Patrick know Gay P? Who on Chris Patrick's team knows Gay P? That's just like such a crazy pull to me.
I don't think so. Chris Patrick has been around for like years.
Of course. I know.
There's way. I think Chris Patrick is pretty big in the Dreamville JID world.
But I didn't.
He's had big features.
I kind of disagree with that.
I think Chris Patrick has been on the radar before.
Yeah, of course, everyone's been on.
So he knows Gay P.
But everyone's been on the radar before. Everyone does it on the radar.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I feel like they would only want to get like the biggest artists on Mafiathon.
How many people are they doing a day?
Oh, I don't know. If they're doing multiple, then this would make more sense.
Yeah, there's mad rappers rapping.
Oh, every day?
Yeah, no,
I thought it was one a day.
No.
There's
It's
mad rappers.
people.
Yeah.
So they just need to fill it out.
It's like, bro, if you have a PR person or like a promo person or somebody that has a relationship with Gabe P, it's like, and this dude's on your roster, it's like, yo, put him on.
And
you know
you're
what I'm
out
saying?
in LA, like they're already
but I'm
here.
saying good relationship, not just on some like, oh, like we only talk about like on the radar. You know what I mean?
And realistically, there's not that many rappers that rap anymore.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So it's
it.
not like, you know, you have this massive pool to pull from. People that are big enough, high enough profile, or like have a team around them that knows how to get this done.
Yeah,
in LA and the dates, and actually are down to do like a radio freestyle.
This makes a lot of sense. So he's doing that's fire for Gabe.
Yeah.
So there's just multiple people coming. Are they just coming in and out like whenever they can? That's fire. I fuck with that. Did you see Absol?
Yeah, that was hard to watch.
He got on live and talked about it after.
I saw he seemed a little shaken up by it. Well, do you think he was coming off the dome? Because it actually seemed like he was like actually rapping off the dome.
How are you shaken by a freestyle if that's what you do? I don't really get it.
I don't think he was shaken by a freestyle. I think he went on live and said like it happens to the best of us. I think he went out there and really tried. I think he went out there and really tried to freestyle.
Well, but on that same live, he also said this one's really getting to me.
Yeah,
like he's low key fucked up about it. He's like, I would like be rapping. I choked.
Because he knows he raps. And so he was like, yeah.
Yeah.
He was probably in his head, but I don't think that's like it's happening.
Is it the element of like live streaming too that he was?
Yeah,
nervous about?
Honestly, I think that's where like, I think his age showed a little bit because I don't think nobody gives a fuck about actually freestyling anymore. Like write a written, you should know that this is gonna be your most viral moment. Like look at Chris Patrick.
Funk Flex is live too though, so I feel like the live never really shook him up. Like he's done live radio rap performances.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think it was like being live. I think it was not understanding the internet culture and like, yo, I mean, I think he is a real rapper. So he put a lot of weight on like, yo, I am a true rapper, a true MC. I'm gonna come in and actually spit off the dome. Fuck what all y'all think. I'm like, I respect the art, but I don't know if that's the right strategy.
I think he had something written.
You do?
I think every single rapper for the last 30 years has went into a freestyle probably knowing the beat that they're going to get on at least.
You think he knew he was going to do the bodies beat?
I think that maybe he prepped for a different beat. I'm saying he had something written though. I think Absol went in there with something written.
You watched that freestyle.
Yeah, I think
you think he had something written.
I think the beat was different. I think he got caught off guard by a beat.
I don't think he knew the beat.
I think
he tried to call an audible, and I don't think he rapped his written.
Yes.
Because nothing about what he did seemed
So
right.
lights were too bright.
No, I think he didn't get right information. I think if he got a beat that he prepared for, he would have killed it.
Okay.
And I think most people prepare for freestyles.
Okay.
Yeah,
and I think something went left in the process beforehand where he got something that he was not expecting.
Yeah, we don't got to stay on it too long. Shout out Absol. That's really one of the best in the game. One of the most talented rappers of the last 20 years. Incredible bodies of work, incredible freestyles all over the internet. We don't have to hyperfixate on these incredible artists. Mm-hmm. But we should talk about Chris Patrick because I think that's the moment that really is taking the internet by storm.
Yeah.
It's super viral.
I'm thinking, I think that's probably been the biggest freestyle from the whole thing.
That and the dude that made the Diddy bar.
Rio?
Yeah, Rio. I think
it was
said
Rio.
the Diddy
That was
bar.
Rio?
Oh, no, it was Pac-Man.
BFB?
Yeah.
I didn't see him. I saw Rio on there, but I know Rio had a crazy bar. I don't know if it was Diddy.
Yeah, I don't think Rio did the one on time. It could have been BFB.
Yeah, shout out Chris Patrick. If you don't know Chris Patrick music, I mean, definitely take the time to get hip. But this was a really cool freestyle. I expect that from him, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think if you don't know, like if you're a fan of JID, of Rayvon, of anyone,
any Dreamville artist,
yeah, like this is gonna be your bag. I like that he like really doubled down on like poverty rap. And then like dropped ramen noodles like 3 days later, but like, hey, everybody's got a lane.
And he has some shit that, I think that's true to him.
And it's it's real. And it comes off as super authentic, which is why I think it resonates with people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I would assume that a lot of people that were watching it didn't know who he was. So when he did body it over the Kendrick beat, that's what it was, right?
Yeah, reincarnated.
Yeah,
no, Man in the Garden.
Man in the Garden. I feel like it's kind of an underdog thing where it's like, yo, this random dude is killing it. Not random, but you know what I mean? The people that didn't know him, like
totally.
Random,
I might have done too much about like who he might not be as known as I made it seem.
Well, you already said it. I won't say it again, but I do think you hyped it up a little bit.
I might have.
Yeah. Shout out to everyone who's done the freestyle. Shout out to Kai. All that is really, really dope. Now, an established star, the biggest star, Scuti. Young Thug's new studio album is out now in your phones. He's white on the cover and he says the N-word a lot of times in the first song. Yes, with the hard R. Guys, we love Young Thug.
Yeah.
We support Young Thug. We've seen the journey of Young Thug's career. We think that Young Thug has made himself a legend in, I think, any standard you ever want to put up for a rapper. Young Thug checks those boxes and is that. This was not a great project. And I wanted it to be better than it was. I've went back since and I've really given it a good listen. And I think there are tracks that are like, okay, vintage Thug, da-da-da. I think now it's time to maybe have a more holistic conversation about where his legacy is at and all of that. Now that I think we have a very accurate picture of his standing in 2025. How did you guys feel about the project as a whole?
Yeah, I just felt like it was lackluster. Really, I don't know. This really made me realize how important album artwork is because that shit is aged like milk. No pun intended. Like that shit makes this album 10 times worse.
Disagree. I think it would have been fire if it would have been good. I think Young Thug likes left to center shit. Take that risk. Try it.
No, but I've heard
the music was great.
I've heard him also explain it, and the way he's explaining it is bad too. He was basically like, yo, back home, like we would just fuck around and say like, if you want to be the biggest, go white. So it wasn't even the Michael Jackson thing that I was thinking about. It was like, oh, he literally is saying like that's the only way to get big as a joke. And in this climate, I just feel like it doesn't really make sense. You see what I'm saying? I think it's a poorly timed joke.
I'm not that. I think the issues with this project and my
on the music side,
my problems with it, go deeper than. But I think that's good commentary on it.
Yeah, no.
What do you think about the album?
Yeah, I personally felt like the vibes were off from
so off
from the very minute we clicked play, because I did not like the album cover. I think the music could have been fire, and that album cover still makes me not like the music as much. I don't like looking at that while I listen, and I think album art is very important. Also, all the conversation going into the album was negative, and you'd like to be able to tune that out, but realistically, you can't. Like, there's an entire picture of an artist that's coming in, and Thug is looking worse than he has in a while. And I'm gonna make assumptions here that definitely could be untrue, but I think it seems like I don't think Thug has necessarily processed everything that's happened in the last 2 years yet. It doesn't feel like he has had time to work through any trauma that might have come from the court case or his time in jail. It seemed like he is not healed, and I don't think he was in a space where he was ready to actually articulate it, because this is the moment when you have the most to say, and I think you say the least. To be honest, like, I think Thug could have actually gone away for a year and enjoyed his life before coming back and like making this statement, because I think you need to have a thought ready to say when you come back with this body of work. Personally,
it's not a bad assumption, because if you watch the Bank interview, like, I do feel like there's points where like Bank is almost acting as his therapist, and he's like saying things like that, or it's like, man, this is trauma. Like, I don't like, are you processing this? Like, all this different type of stuff, and I feel like there's moments. I had a tweet. I said that YF and Lucci dropped the album that Thug should have dropped, because when Thug had songs like Sad Spider and Catch Me I'm Falling, I'm like, okay, like, we're getting to a little bit of a deeper, more like nuanced take on how you feel about everything. But everything else felt either very like turn up music, or just like trying to like put together like weird pop records. Whereas I feel like Lucci came out and delivered a body of work that was very reflective, and talked about all the things he had been through, not only like in jail, but also around like the Rico case and like losing his friends and all that stuff. And I really thought that was the project that Thug was going to deliver. I think that's also what makes the album art bad. It's like, bro, you're going through all this stuff and publicly criticizing a lot of people, and you're still just making jokes. It doesn't sit right with me.
There's a lot of, I think, context that we have to put around the situation though too. And I think that that's why it affects maybe his standing and legacy and just overall thoughts on Young Thug, because I think that when he went to jail, that put a really big spotlight on him. I think that him going to jail, that Rico case, him fighting all that publicly, it put a lot of people on Young Thug in a bigger way than they were on before. You know, I think that was really, really at the head of the news cycle. It was like the biggest thing in music, especially in the heat of all that. And I think that it was always cool to listen to Young Thug. I think that like if you tapped into Young Thug and you knew Young Thug songs, especially like you knew a couple of niche Young Thug songs, like that was fly. That was seen as like, oh, you tapped in, you know what you're talking about, right? But I don't think niggas was really listening to like full Young Thug bodies of work. As a big Young Thug fan, I could even say that like besides probably 3 projects, a lot of Young Thug's albums to me have been a little disjointed. I don't love them all the way through.
I agree.
Even the good ones are disjointed.
Exactly, right? So I think that all of this needs to be kind of accounted for going into this project. Because I think we're going to see a lot of first week sales numbers and that type of conversation. And I don't think, like we were talking about before, Thug has ever been the first week sales guy. I don't think Young Thug has ever been like, Young Thug, did you have a Grammy? You know what I mean? Like, I don't think Young Thug is like the biggest rapper guy ever. But I think it felt like since he's come out of jail, the expectation and the pressure on him has been that of this crazy big artist, when in reality, his entire career, he's kind of just been able to move however he wants. And when he does something for shock value, it gets the reaction he wants.
I mean, no, go ahead.
I was gonna say that.
No, I mean, I think what you're saying is right, because Thug, I mean, at least when I was in high school, like when Thug came on the scene, like I do feel like it felt like he was way bigger than he was. Like, because everybody in high school was singing like shit like Check, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like, and then like Hookah and shit like that. But like kind of like going into the label system and like actually seeing everything like firsthand, I was like, oh damn, I thought this dude was much bigger, but we're talking about like X amount of sales right now and like really trying to push it up.
Yes.
Especially like when like, I feel like the biggest thing, and this is kind of why I'm always talking about Gunna and like all this different type of stuff. I think one of the biggest things that happened to him that was successful was Gunna, to be honest. He made a lot of collab records with that dude that actually helped push his album sales a lot. And when Slime Language 2 came out, that it was a whole movement. Like I feel like YSL itself was bigger than ever. And like, it was like definitely the biggest artist label.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think Thug's impact in terms of being an, like a label head, an artist, and like just like a cultural like mover of things, like has always been bigger than the actual sales. But I think he was getting there. I think he was going to build up to it. But there was certain things that he didn't really do yet that would have helped him. He didn't have a great touring history because his shows were bad. You know what I'm saying? And like, he hadn't really done the work.
Yeah.
And he was just like, and he was growing and like learning to do the work. But now we're in a weird place where it's like, he kind of blew up off the Rico case to a mainstream audience, which is kind of a weird thing to do.
And he's not a mainstream artist.
He's not a mainstream artist.
And
yet.
I don't think that, like, if you go back to Punk, right? I think that was probably a more reflective Young Thug.
Yeah.
And like a vibe that I think we all were kind of looking for on this project. But I don't even think that album really made that much noise when it dropped. And I also think that, like, while there were a couple tracks like that, or a decent amount, I think that there was still a lot of turn up shit on that album too.
Yeah, there was a lot of turn up shit. That era was dope too. Like, I feel like that's like one of the best things that Young Thug has done was that NPR Tiny Desk.
Yeah, I love that.
That shit is like a legendary performance. You know what I mean? I almost felt like the album that I heard like felt lackluster compared to that performance because it was a little disjointed. I think it could have been a little better, but it was moving in the right direction. I think Beautiful Thugger Girls is low key the most perfected version of that. Yeah. Of the more reflective Thug. I kind of wish I heard that on this new project.
Yeah, and like I don't care about how well this sells. I don't care about him charting. I don't care about this getting critical acclaim. I think what I care about is him making a statement and making a point. And it goes beyond to me reflecting, because there were tracks where he talked about everything that had happened. But I don't just want you to tell me like an account of what happened. I want you to take that and develop it further and tell me like what you learned from it, or like how it's changed your life, or like you need to like sit with these traumas before I think you're ready to really make conclusions about what happened.
You got to the
I got no message. The statement I got was like maybe a commentary on racism that I don't fully understand.
I think that you were right in that Thug didn't need to put this out right now.
Yeah.
And I think he put unnecessary pressure on himself by announcing this album and then like feeling like he had to deliver a body of work when he could have just kind of like ducked off and maybe dropped features or songs or whatever, or at least like kind of like you like live life.
Yeah.
Like before coming out and doing all this. But again, like there's pressure on him from probably a lot of other people. There's Gunna stuff going on back and forth. He feels like, damn, I can't like sit back and play the background while this nigga's out here winning and we're beefing in public. You know,
that
like,
probably did play. He probably felt competitive.
There's ego and a lot of things that factor into this. So I'm not going to fault him for putting out the record, even though I don't think it was the right move. I think that more than anything, it's like, this is out. People have their thoughts on it. You said what you said. Let's never say the N-word again on the tracks like that. Don't do that. Let's stop. Like you said, maybe don't wear the tank tops, or if you're gonna wear the tank tops, hit the gym too. But then Gunna already took the gym bag, so he can't really be gym guy. So maybe he could be like healthy foods guy.
Ozempic
like,
guy.
I need this. No, not Ozempic. I want to see vegan Young Thug. Vegan Young Thug would be a good angle for him. And then just like love your queen, be with your kids, and just don't put nothing out for maybe a year. Don't do none of that. Duck off. You still have YSL. You still have artists signed to you. You put on 1300 Saint to this album. Like, go do that part for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then drop later.
I just want to see Young Thug look happy and like at peace. You know what I mean? That's what I want to see in the next year. I don't even need music, bro. Like, what he went through was crazy. Like, go be happy. You got bread. Go be happy.
I mean, it's hard, but we can't say we want you to go be happy and all the conversation online is hate towards him.
Turn your phone off.
That's so much easier to say than do.
Turn your phone off.
That's not.
I'm so sorry. Get offline.
But that's not.
I mean, I don't want. No, but
you.
there's something to that, because while it is harsh and maybe not completely accurate to say that the hate is self-inflicted, there was a lot of commentary of what other people were doing. Some of it leaked, of course, but like he was making comments about, Gunna specifically, about a lot of people before.
Yo, the hate didn't start until he started talking.
You know what I mean? I think he was talking too much.
But all of the talking,
which ironically is what he was criticizing people
all
for.
of the talking that he was doing publicly, besides the shit that was leaked of him, was about Gunna. So to say that him and the Gunna situation was handled wrong, totally fair. But all the other pressure and bullshit and all the other hate that he's been getting, like the Glorilla shit and all that whatever stuff, is from leaked phone calls that should have never gotten out.
Yeah.
So that's also probably fucking up his mental. Because now
the Gunna thing to me is bigger though, because you're criticizing him for something that like a lot of your other co-defendants did in different ways.
I think that he already took the Gunna L. He was never going to win in the Gunna situation. That situation was done for. He was in jail. Gunna was free. Gunna got slaps out right now. Like, you lost in that situation. You're not making money with him no more.
Because I'm a principled nigga too, I feel like. But like, you just can't bend. You can't pick and choose. I don't know.
I don't know enough about that situation, and I'm a citizen, so let me not say nothing on that.
You can still learn the law, bro. Actually, you should learn the law.
I'll ask my mom. Doja Cat dropped an album.
Yeah.
Onto some shit that I think we enjoyed a little bit more.
Yeah.
Her album V is how I said.
Yeah.
This is her 5th studio album. Doja Cat has ascended past what I think all of us saw when we first heard her music. I think that she's always been super out there, very into whatever character she's portraying for that project. She gives you great visuals. She's extremely talented musically. Rap, sing, do all the things. Great ear for production. And on this project, it seems like she's back in her regular form. I wasn't surprised by the quality of it because we know what to expect from her, but there was a couple standouts. It hasn't made as much noise publicly yet as I would have expected. I think it's still early. I don't think the public has latched on to one song yet, but I'm sure that they'll pick their favorites and it'll do what it's supposed to do. Yeah,
I mean, it is super early. We're recording this on Sunday. Obviously, it just dropped. I would say though, and correct me if I'm wrong, because maybe it's not on my For You page. I wouldn't say I've seen a lot of promotion necessarily from her end, because I'm comparing her right now, like in my mind, to like Young Thug and Cardi B and how big their rollouts have been or how loud their rollouts have been. I don't think this Doja Cat one has been in my face like that. I've loved everything about it in terms of the music and the visuals, but I haven't really seen much.
I think people have stopped marketing to those people who they know just don't give a fuck about them.
Which is fine. I feel
you know what I mean? Like, I'm sure Pop Crave and all them have been all over this. She's like leaked into my timeline a little bit more since the album has dropped. I've seen her public appearances a little bit more now the last couple of days, but yeah, I don't know. It just seems like everyone is kind of really hyper fixating on their people and just super serving them.
Which makes sense. I mean, I feel like the internet is super segmented. So you can win that way because, I mean, shit, each niche is probably like hundreds of thousands of fans, you know what I mean? Or millions of fans.
And her niche is huge.
She's got a big niche. Yeah. And the niche has never been happier. I will say, just like by weeding through like comments and different like communities, I think the general consensus is this might be her best body of work from her fans. And I think, really? I think they're super happy with it. I think we all also like sniffed out the quality early that we're like, oh, this, like you said, we're not surprised, but from a full just like production standpoint, it felt like an elevation from Scarlet.
It to me, it just felt like an obvious next step. And I don't mean this in criticism. I think that The Weeknd did a similar thing. It's like you've done this whole crazy left of center, established your fan base thing. It's like, I'm going to try to make my biggest body of work and take from the greats.
Yeah.
Like this is so clearly influenced by whether you want to say Prince, Mike, whatever, just that golden era of music. The same way I think when The Weeknd went to do that with even Starboy and like the I Can't Feel My Face album.
Yeah,
like,
After Hours, I feel like was when he really did that. After Hours
too. Like once you get to their stage, I feel like musically, especially the last couple years, this sound is the way you go.
Mm-hmm. Now I will say,
because it's timeless.
I think this album will be remembered as great. I think it is timeless, and I think it'll stand the test of time. It'll continue to get better as it ages. I don't think it's going to perform like it should on the charts right now. I think there is fatigue within the music industry of this 80s inspired music.
You think so?
Yeah, I think people are tired of it.
I think that it's going to do what it's supposed to do because it's going to be in commercials and on the radio. And like, it's just too easy to place. It's so safe. It just works everywhere. It's quality. Like I think that just off sync alone and passive listening, it's going to do what it's supposed to do, but I don't think it's going to be like the cultural statement.
Is it going to go number one? Because that's what it should do.
The album, yeah.
Doja Cat should go number one.
First week?
Yeah.
Yeah. What else would be number one?
Cardi, week 2.
Right. I was going to say Thug, but like, no.
I don't know if it'll go number one. Oof. I think that this album...
Stand on something. Cardi week 2 or Doja week 1?
Sales?
Yep.
I don't even know.
Put your money where your mouth is.
Because what? Cardi B's going to do like 200?
Stand on your girl. Stand on your girl. Come on.
I'll say Doja will outsell Cardi in her first week. I think she will go number one. She should. But I am skeptical because I do think people are a little fatigued from the sound. Well, but the music is so good and the fan base is so big.
Are you fatigued from the music?
Yeah, this is not my favorite Doja Cat album. I think I've been pretty vocal about my admiration for Doja Cat. And I really do. And I haven't given this album enough time to really accurately speak on this. But what I love most about Doja Cat is her as a rapper, to be completely honest. And I loved Scarlet. To me, that album across the board is exactly what I want from Doja Cat. And there's not a song that I'm like dying to go back to after listening to V, like Agora Hills from Scarlet, where I was like, wow, this is an incredible record. I think one will emerge the more I listen to it, but off 3 days, it's not my favorite Doja Cat record. It might be my second.
Who has been a major artist at this point in their career who has everything, has all the success, and took a real creative risk? The one that I would point to maybe, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, is I think that the last Bad Bunny project, him going with a more traditional sound after he's like done everything, could go more mainstream, could have given you another Un Verano Senti type of vibe.
Yeah.
Him taking that left feels a little more creative than what I've seen from everyone else. But other than that project, I haven't seen any major artist really take a creative risk in a while.
I mean, he wasn't necessarily active, so it's hard to say, but Bieber, massive artist going left.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. I like that.
Two good options.
I like that.
Those are two good options because I couldn't think of anybody besides like Starboy Weekend, you know? But that's obviously in the past, you know what I mean? But that was one where I was like, oh, I don't even know if I like this shit that he's doing.
Yeah.
Personally. At the time, now obviously he has hit records and like that project is whatever to me, but like at the time I was really against it.
Well, that's almost a reverse of what I think the examples we pulled, because we're talking about artists that are making the biggest sound and pivoting left. Well, no, as opposed to The Weeknd, who was making something niche and I think pivoted right into the mainstream.
I'm fine with that. Because my question is just, who has been doing something that's been working?
Yeah.
At a high level and winning and taking a risk and changed their sound a little.
Yeah, I agree, but I also think you could there could be a point made that like The Weeknd was low-key going pop.
But there's no proof of concept that he could do that successly.
True. So I think it's a good answer to your question, but I'm just saying why it's a little different than I think the two answers we pulled.
I feel you.
I'm trying to think about recent. I mean, I guess another one like in the past was Playboi Carti when he did Whole Lotta Red. That was kind of
honestly, never mind Drake.
Yeah, both of those are good.
Yes, but it's not like that's something that Drake continued to expand on. It was really just a one concept.
I'm not mad
but that's fine.
Beyonce, Cowboy Carter.
Yeah, and Renaissance.
Yeah.
The new Tame Impala record that's coming out next month, from what the singles sound like and from what he said is going to be that.
So there's still a couple. Niggas are still trying shit. I appreciate that. But shout out Doja Cat. I think that's a good record. You don't have a standout song?
I haven't gotten a chance to listen to it a lot yet.
That song Gorgeous
is incredible.
That song Gorgeous has been in play just because every time I hear that I have to go play Pretty Girl Rock by Carrie Hilson because niggas in the comments was killing me for saying Kelly Rowland. I don't give a fuck. But I've been playing her shit after. That shit fire.
You think all black women are the same?
No. No one looks as good as my queen. What?
You don't care about black women?
I love black women.
There you go.
What?
I'm really excited to listen to V more because I haven't really gotten a chance to play it in a setting that makes sense. And to be honest, since Thursday, I haven't listened to anything except the new Geese album. So there hasn't been like a real moment where I've gotten to like sit with this album.
Caw-caw.
That's not what Geese do.
Okay. Before you get into the Geese album, because we do need to do that, what is the setting for the V album?
My setting would probably be driving to the grocery store with my girlfriend.
What's the setting for the V album?
On the way to Coachella. Afros, tank tops, crop tops.
What's your setting?
Low-waisted jeans.
Sitting down, listening to music.
Really?
Like I would be like...
That was just like not specific at all.
No,
like,
I'm saying like, I think that like the only time that I'm going to play this album is when I deliberately sit down and say, I'm going to listen to music right now and do something, and I want to hear something I haven't heard in a while or listen to really. Or
what about when you're hanging out with your girlfriend?
I wouldn't play this.
Why? What are you playing for?
I get in like my 90s R&B bag. I don't know. Like I play whatever I want to play at that time, but like, I just don't think this would come up.
You don't think
I would play this for her to get her opinion on it. And then unless there's a song that I've attached myself to, I probably wouldn't play it.
You don't think this like fits in her pocket of taste?
But that's what I'm saying. She'll play it. When she,
you let her have the aux?
When she wants to drive, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, she be playing shit all the time, bro.
Different strokes.
That's the one person who like, if she's like, cause she be making I don't want to give her the aux, but like she be making a thing about it. Cause she knows I don't want to give up the aux.
I'm making a joke. My girlfriend can play music.
But before, does she ever do that? Like she knows that you don't like giving up aux, so she asks for aux just to be like, I'm gonna fuck with this nigga.
No, I think if she doesn't offer me the aux, there's maybe she might be mad at me.
Okay, yeah.
If she doesn't like, we don't get in the car and she doesn't ask me if I want to play music in her car, even if she's driving, like if she just automatically goes to Spotify, I'm like, she might be a little irritated with me right now. Because normally she just lets me cook.
I go for love to just be like, yo, I'm playing the music now. Fuck you, nigga. Shut the fuck up. Do the Geese album, because I want to have a conversation about this. How do you feel about it?
To me, the Geese album is one of the most exciting albums I've heard in a really, really long time. If you're a longtime listener, you know that I've really been a fan of Geese since they dropped 3D Country in 2023. Over the past 2 years, I've continued to play that album more and more, and they are the most exciting band I have honestly ever been around to witness the come up of. And the new record, I think, blows the old music out of the water.
Yeah,
I think it's their best body of work. It's their most daring. It's the most exciting. And it honestly feels like an instant classic. Like the way that they drum up so much chaos just to break into like the sweetest riff or like an incredible like gospel inspired like choir break. You know what I mean? You know how I like music too, and I like when there's like hidden gems in songs that other people might think of as noisy because they don't sound like what everything else sounds like.
This is a musical album.
So musical.
The instrumentation, the production is crazy. You put me on to them. I have not been familiar, but if you're in or around the industry, I feel like this has been the most talked about band in this genre, in this space for the past, like you said, year or so, 2 years. They continue in White Boy Summer. You know what I mean? I think all of them, Silver Lake vibes, Brooklyn hipster vibe, everyone that's on that type of shit is going to be fucking with this album and should, rightfully so. I'd be remiss if we didn't talk about Kenny Beats' contribution to this.
Yeah.
Because I love, and I think we might have highlighted this on the pod before, how he responded to this on Twitter when someone asked him, where have you been? Feel like you've been less front-faced? And he's like, I feel like so much of my career these last couple of years has been about growing my celebrity, being so front-facing, being seen that I wasn't becoming the best producer I could be. So I want to duck off and really work on some shit and dedicate myself to these projects and get back to what I got in this for. This is one of the first offerings that he's given us from that like new time in his career, and I think that it reflects. Yeah. This sounds like something where the band plus whoever collaborators they were bringing in, Kenny and whoever else, was like really, really tapped in on making the best sounding music that's also genre pushing and new that they could make. Before it was the Geese album in 2023. The Cameron Winter put out a project
2024,
and then this album.
Yeah.
Right? Cameron Winter's the lead singer.
Yeah, before we get to him, Kenny, I want to just add on that like Kenny in this new era has dropped 2 debatable album of the year contenders this year. The first with Turnstile and now this Geese album.
Yeah.
Both incredible. Yeah. Like the way that he's pivoted into working with bands is really cool to me because it's something that he wants to do. You know, he's always been interested and he said like, I want to lock in with groups. I am so into bands right now just because like the synergy that you can make with 5 people like locked out for months and performing on tour all the, you know what I mean? Like that's really cool.
Live has never been more important. I mean, if you're looking at shit from like an industry perspective, which I think is really big for us, dance, EDM, pop music is what people want to put money behind and support right now. And I think that if you also are having a conversation about what's working in the industry, it's live.
Yeah.
And I think all 3 of those genres really lend themselves to excellent live shows.
Bro, I haven't bought a ticket as a fan in a while. Just like I'd be trying to finesse, trying to ask people if they can put me on a list or whatever. You know what I mean? The second the Geese tour went on sale, I copped 2 tickets. I didn't even invite no one. Yeah, I was just like, yo, I'm going and I'm bringing someone.
And so like, if you're looking at it like from who people are trying to invest in and put money behind, it's gonna be, you know they have real fans.
Yeah.
Because someone like you is saying, I'm going to spend my hard-earned money to really tap in with these people as opposed to passively pressing on a song and getting a stream.
Bro, you see the vinyl behind me. This is the new vinyl's on the way. Like this is the formula. You build fans not through viral moments, through great music and grassroots marketing that are gonna buy merch.
Yeah.
I want the Geese t-shirt with the fucking horse and cowboy, but it's been sold out for months.
Yeah.
I'm going to the show. Like this is, I think, how you build legendary acts.
Yes. Shout out to them.
I'm sorry. We gotta stay for one more second. Talk about Cameron Winter.
Yeah, I was
because
gonna
you
say
brought that
I didn't
up.
I heard the album that you talked about, and then obviously I get into the industry, so I see the lore of it. I'm like, okay, everyone's talking about this nigga. Everyone want to put mad money behind this nigga. Like he putting out his solo body of work. What's it talking about? I didn't love it as much. I don't think he shined as bright as I thought he would, and I think that he's obviously like relatively like young-ish in his career from what I know.
Yeah, they formed in high school.
Yeah, so he has more time to grow, obviously, but I was interested in where he goes from that I don't think met up with everyone's expectations initially.
Yeah.
And he was amazing on this.
Yeah, and like that.
His voice is an instrument.
Huh?
His voice is like an instrument.
Yeah, I think we just need to appreciate when we're watching like a star rise, like a real legend. Because to me, like I've heard a lot of comparisons, and don't get me wrong, he sounds nothing like him. But I think Bob Dylan, when I'm hearing Cameron Winter, just because that voice is so fucking distinct that when you hear him, there is not an ounce of doubt of who is singing, and the things that he says are so profound. But the writing is so profound.
It sounds impactful just because he got this like kind of like deep, like it sounds important. You know when someone talks like with a big deep like booming voice and it's like, whoa, I want to listen to what this nigga saying if you on some bullshit. Like this nigga could low-key get off whatever bars he want with the voice that he has. Bro, and I'll be sitting there like, oh, did he just get some shit off?
Bro, he opens the album by screaming, "There's a bomb in my car." For like 2 minutes.
Bro,
he can say whatever the fuck he wants to say.
It's some weird, it's some weird shit. I'm not gonna lie, but like I was fucking with it.
I don't even know what y'all are talking about.
Nah, listen, I don't know if you would like it, but like you would, it's some shit where like anyone I think could listen to it and you could be like, even if this isn't my cup of tea, this is objectively very impressive music.
Mm-hmm.
I'll send you a couple songs. I swear it's the only thing I've listened to since Thursday. I probably run it 10 times.
Something of this caliber that you will love is the Olivia Dean album.
Okay.
Shout out my girlfriend, my queen, love you. She put me on this artist.
Yeah.
I had no idea who this girl was, and I got put on with her single from this album. I'm blanking on the name of the album, but it's called Man I Need. Mm-hmm. And I hear this, and I'm like, yo, the songwriting is mature, but this voice is so sweet, and this production is like, it gave me Cleo Soul, those type of vibes, but a voice I liked a little more because it's just it just cuts a little more. It's a little more front facing to me. It's poppy-ish. Like I think, would you say she's in the Raven Lene world a little bit?
Honestly, I haven't heard anything but the song you put on the weekly rotation. Make sure to follow our weekly rotation. Updated weekly, 30 songs, 10 from all of us. But that's the only song I've heard, and I'm super intrigued because it's incredible, but I can't speak too much to her body of work.
You're going to like it too. Writing. Incredible writer. I've only listened to the album one time, and I'm talking about it this crazy because I'm like, this is going to go.
Yeah.
I think that she put out 2 projects prior to this. There's one with like a purple cover on the front and it's her face. That's awesome. But I'm like, this one's going to send her to the next stratosphere. Mm-hmm. She's dope. I like the way she moves, all of that. Shout out to her. Listen to the music. Is that all new music? Do you have anything else you want to shout out? Anything else that's been in our headphones that matters? I think that's it.
I love the new Tame Impala song. Dracula. I think these Tame Impala singles are getting disrespected a little bit because I went back to all 3 of them and I think they're all great. I think he is gonna do Honestly Nevermind on crack, to be completely honest.
I like the Tame Impala song we listened to on stream. It was just really long.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And I was really sleepy at the time.
And I think it is the worst one. I think you should go listen to Dracula and Loser.
Okay.
Because I also think like when I'm talking about Geese, I never think I'm like when I tell you about it, I never think you're gonna go listen to the music and become a fan like me. Because realistically, it's rock music. Like they're a rock band. You could get into this Tame Impala music. You could fuck with these new Tame Impala songs.
Tame Impala got that weird like in between where it's like I don't think they make. I don't know how to categorize their music all the way. I'm just not that familiar with it, but they got a little bit of swag to it that just makes like, I don't know, I feel like black people fuck with Tame Impala.
For sure.
Like, I don't know what it is.
After the Currents album, I think it's low-key the drums. Because like pre-Currents, That's pretty indie, pretty rock, but like post Currents Tame Impala, the drums switched a little bit, and I think it's hip hop adjacent.
And I like the way Kevin Parker be talking a little bit.
Oh yeah. Oh well, he's always been that.
You know what I mean? That's
his
what I'm saying.
whole career, he's always been that.
Because I heard Currents, and I went back to the other album with the gate on it or whatever.
Yeah.
That shit kind of hard.
Lonerism is my favorite Tame Impala album.
Yeah, I don't like it as much as Currents, but I'm listening to that. I'm like, I fuck with it. Like, I see where niggas.
But you know what I'm talking about? That's like a rock album. Yeah. Whereas Currents is like alt R&B.
It's I don't even know how to describe it, but it's damn near. It's like
indie.
If you like Steve Lacy, you gonna listen to that.
Yeah,
I don't even know how to put that in a category.
Yeah.
But I do kind of like the conversation that we were having a bit about Geese, because I think they're an example of this, talking about what makes an artist attractive to, I don't even want to just say a major label, but a label in general, what makes an artist worth an organization really putting money behind them, whatever, big or small. I think that when we came from the TikTok era, it was so numbers based for a little bit. It was how many followers are they gaining per day, what is this song streaming, all that other stuff. And while I do think numbers are still important, it's what numbers you're looking at now. And I think for young artists, I think that it's really important because it tells you where to prioritize and where to spend the limited amount of resources you have. For me personally, I think that nothing is ever going to trump having a good team. I think we also touched on that at the beginning. It's like when you have people around you that are invested in you, they're going to make your life easier. And then when you go to kind of market yourself and sell your product to these labels or whatever, you seem like a more buttoned up operation that they trust. Get your lawyer, get your manager, have them all on the same page, have them be the ones that the label is communicating with for travel, have them be the ones that they're sending contracts to. Because when people are sending contracts directly to yourself, it's like, oh, I could get over on this. You know, or it's like, or they're not serious. Or if they haven't taken time to build out their whole shit, it's like, why would we do that for them? Let's wait on that, you know? That's what I think is number one to you. But what are some things that you guys think are really important?
I would agree with that. I think the first thing that came to mind is more just having a vision for what your audience looks like. I guess you can't necessarily always determine it, but I think by the time you're having those conversations with like major companies, you should already have amassed a fan base that is strong enough that you know exactly like where you're trying to go with it. And long term too, like obviously there's a short term plan, but like where do you want to bring the music in 5 years? You know what I mean? Obviously that's going to change, but when I, first like even heard about The Weeknd, I couldn't have even imagined that he'd go this way.
Yeah.
We talked about the Starboy album, how that was a complete flip of like all the kind of like more depressing, like drugged out music he was making. But I'm sure he always had that vision for himself, to be honest. You know what I mean? I think he always wanted to at least be a pop star.
Kind of. Because I do think that is an important question that I ask people, and I phrase it a certain way to not make them be like, this is a good or a bad, or there's a right or wrong answer, you know? I ask them, what do you want out of all of this? And I give the examples like, do you want Billboard #1s, arenas, all that shit, Or do you want to make enough money to be creatively satisfied and feed your family and make whatever type of music you want? There's no wrong answer.
Yeah.
But what is your preference for your musical journey? And I think that someone like The Weeknd, even back in the Trilogy days before we saw the switches, I assume that he was probably the type of person that's like, I want the arenas. I want to be the biggest. And I'm willing to pivot and do things to get myself there. Whereas someone like Earl was like, or Mike, or any of these other more underground rappers who are extremely successful, rapping for a living, don't have regular jobs, probably very happy, are like, I got a bit of the celebrity, I got a taste of that, and I didn't like the lifestyle that came around with it and came along with it, so I want to keep my music a certain way to almost stay at a certain level and just be true to me, but I don't want this other thing. I don't want to play the games to get to that other step, because I don't want what comes along with that.
Yeah.
To me. But,
yeah. I like both of you guys' answers. I think, especially after the Geese conversation, I'll answer it with kind of a strategy that you put me on, that you told me about like a year ago that you were doing. I want to see hard ticket sales and I want to see merch sales.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because realistically, like Geese there was no presence online. Right. There was no presence online, but the amount of people I told about Geese, like passionately, the amount of people I sent Geese songs to over the last 2 years outweighs every other artist 10 times. Because I am a fan that's buying merch and going on tour and buying the ticket. If you can get 100 of me's, Like, yes, digital marketing and physical marketing is important, but they're low-key gonna do the work for you. Geese should be paying me. You've heard the way I talk about Geese, bro. Like, I am doing the legwork for them, yelling at people to listen to this music because I am someone that will spend my hard-earned money because I care about the music so much. So you show me somebody that is like selling, even I don't care how many monthlies you have. You show me someone that's selling tickets across the country and selling merch. Mm-hmm. And if the music lines up, I want to sign you. But like so, that's attractive to me.
An actionable step for I think a lot of young bulls out there too is like, first of all, when you do any sort of live performance, make sure that you're getting video of it. Mm-hmm. Be it the homies making sure they come through with their cameras. If you have a camera of your own, setting it up somewhere on the stage or just anywhere to like, make sure that you have documentation of this that you can cut up and put somewhere. Mm-hmm. You know, it's not going to look perfect or whatever, but just have something there.
Yeah.
And then whenever you touch the stage, whether there's like 5 people at the show, 100 people at the show, whatever, just make sure you're coming with that energy. Make sure you're consistent in how you're showing up to all of these events because first impressions do matter. Word of mouth spreads heavily. And Spencer or someone who's a dedicated fan maybe stumbles upon a couple songs, might pop out to that show. And if you kill shit, you're going to go tell everybody, not only is this song a slap, but that was the best show that I've seen. And now maybe he brings a couple friends to the next one, All of that stuff adds up.
Yeah, I think that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
I think sometimes it gets overlooked by the content portion, which is super important. Make sure you get good content from your shows. But the most important thing is that every single person that was at that LA show is buying a ticket the next time you come to LA and bringing a friend. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's the most important thing. Work on your live show. Just get reps up.
Yeah.
Play everywhere. Do pop-up shows, live show, get your reps up.
And that gets money in your pocket too. Like as your live audience continues to grow, like that's one of the main ways that you're going to get paid consistently.
Yeah.
Going out on the road, if you're a rapper, being able to go and perform at just walkthroughs, clubs, a bunch of different things. If people know that you show up, do what you're supposed to do, all of these things are going to be a good buttoned up operation. They're going to feel very comfortable giving you money to come through and show up with this. I'm sure you've seen this a ton of times. Like the club walkthrough game is very serious for a rapper. Mm-hmm. You don't even got to be the biggest nigga in the world, but if you move that right, that's a good amount of money on the side if you handling it right. Mm-hmm. On top of that too, I think that more than anything else, I think the marketing, all that stuff, again, very, very important. You can't market if there's no music to push. Put music out all the time. Once you start getting buzz, once people start talking to you, if you duck off for 6 months while you're having label conversations and figuring out your label stuff, your monthly listeners are going to drop. All the analytics are going to be pointing downwards and you're losing leverage in a negotiation with these companies. Your numbers have to be on point. So you have to continually, while you're having these conversations, while you're figuring shit out, perfect your craft. Stay in the studio every day. Make sure you have some shit already in the vault so that when it is go time, whether it's after you get signed, during the process, whatever, you can be just boom, putting out product all the time.
I don't all the way agree with that.
I think it's not. Now you have to have a bar. I think you have to have a bar for yourself, and it's like, okay, I know that this is a good song, and this is something that is like it moved, it worked. I like this. I fuck with this. I know that I feel good about releasing a song as long as it meets this standard of quality. You could stay there. But if you're an unknown artist and nobody knows about you, you cannot afford to put one song out every 6 months.
If nobody knows you,
Yes, that's what I'm talking to. I'm talking to niggas who are aspiring to get to this point.
If you have sub 10,000 monthly listeners, I agree.
And it doesn't mean just put out a bunch of singles. It doesn't mean just put out a bunch of singles. Because say that you're not the single artist. Say you're an album artist. Duck off and give niggas 15 songs, 18 songs until Japan doesn't single you to death.
Yeah.
Doesn't drop a bunch of like random shit or whatever. But when he came out and was doing his shit and blowing up, he gave us a full 20 songs.
Yeah.
So now that shit that I'm gonna eat off of and tap into for the next year. But you have to give them you have to give people a decent amount of music, to me. That's
no, I agree. You definitely have to keep pushing because like if you don't drop music, then you have nothing to sell.
What are we talking about? You know what I'm saying? Dropping one single super infrequently is never gonna. I've seen it 1,000 times with niggas who get buzz off a song, get buzz off a snippet, moving, and then like if you take too long to like, you're losing your initial moment.
Yeah, and I think I'm also thinking of the outliers because I am now just stuck on this Geese case study, but I do think they're probably an outlier.
Yeah, you know what I mean, and it's hard. It's hard to be an outlier. I think niggas betting on the outlier shit working like has fucked up a lot of careers.
I think you're right. If you're, drop music.
It's kind of interesting. Maybe this is too much of a stretch from what you said, but it made me think. I do feel like in hip hop, the output is so much now. Like, I think what Miles is saying really applies to like hip hop artists specifically. Like, you can't not release music. You have to constantly be releasing music and content in order for your video or song to even get like one play. Like, you gotta like low key post like 50 times to get like a new fan at this point.
I do think this conversation is geared more towards hip hop.
Yeah, which sucks. I don't know why it's just hip hop that's suffering this. Maybe it's because the overall industry is moving in a different direction.
What do you think about this conversation changes for another artist? Because to me, everything that I'm saying is what I would say to an artist of any genre.
I just don't think there's necessarily the pressure to put out like a lot of music.
Sabrina Carpenter is debatably one of the biggest, and she just came with another album after her shit went crazy last year. And that's like what how many albums is she in now?
I don't know,
3,
but I don't think we're talking about the Sabrina Carpenters of the world. I think we're talking about more developing acts.
But
right?
that's what I'm saying. If the biggest in the world gotta come with that shit again to stay relevant in this musical climate, then the new niggas got to do that too.
Yeah, I guess it depends on what you want to be and what kind of music you're making. I don't think Geese wasn't lit after 3D Country. You know, maybe 150,000 monthlies, maybe. But if they didn't take 2 years off to lock in with Kenny Beats in his studio, they're not making
the album. In those 2 years, what were they doing?
Making music.
And
making music.
Touring?
No.
They didn't do no live shows.
They toured 3D Country.
After the project. After
6
the
months
project,
at the end of 2013,
so
2023.
They had enough product.
Yeah.
To go on a tour and build that buzz.
Yeah.
You need enough music to go and do live shows.
Yeah.
Because I think the root of what I'm saying.
Yeah, you need an album.
And I'm not, but I think that I say put out music constantly because I don't think it's realistic to expect a new artist or a developing artist to even have the resources or know what they want to do enough to maybe put together a whole concept in any genre. I think that that's really difficult to do, and it takes a lot of time to sit down and craft a full body of work. So it's more realistic if you need enough product to go out and do shows to single niggas to death. Make them great singles. Make them amazing singles. But don't put the pressure of yourself to have to come up with a concept or a cohesive body of work that early in your career if that's not your lane and you don't have that. If you have the ability to do it, by all means, go put out the album because I'm an album nigga. I prefer albums.
Yeah.
I think that's just hard to do. I think that's more of an outlier thing.
Yeah, you're right.
But yeah, that's our little industry advice. You know, hopefully y'all tap in shit. Hopefully niggas want to work with us and we can do that. I am gonna duck off and not say as much now. We're gonna get into this him conversation.
Oh shit, yeah.
I didn't see the movie, but I was hating on Jordan Peele. And I have a feeling.
Why?
Because I think that this nigga doesn't make great movies.
You were there for the conversation.
Yeah, you were there. It was
last pod.
I'm just not. I don't think he's like the craziest director nigga. I think that sometimes niggas kind of gassed him up a little bit after the Get Out stuff, and everything since then hasn't really been super amazing.
So you're just boycotting him?
But I'm not boycotting him. I just am not. I don't care.
Miles just don't be going to movies.
No. I went to the movies recently, actually. I seen
you watched Sinners, right?
No. Not even, I saw Sinners in theater too, but I also saw the new Wes Anderson movie. It wasn't that great.
What the fuck is that called?
It's the one. Yeah,
I saw it too.
But niggas who I fuck with, like if you, there are certain people that could get me to go out to the movies.
Got it.
And Jordan Peele was on the verge of being one of them.
But okay, we need to tear this apart from Jordan Peele a little bit because he just produced the movie,
right?
And
exactly.
Normally you don't even know the name of the producer.
They plastered his name all over that.
Yeah, let's remove.
They used it to get clout
for sure.
I heard there was no football in this movie.
Oh no, I was actually gonna say that as somebody that doesn't. Or is really just getting into football and really learning now, I don't feel like this was a movie made by somebody that knows anything about football, to be honest.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like it. Do you feel the same way or what?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Like someone, like they definitely didn't play.
Yeah, there was little game.
I heard that there was not a down of football played. Not a highlight shown.
No, there were drills.
Yeah, there were drills. There were drills and there was that game at the beginning scene.
Oh yeah,
they low-key didn't show
but
it,
also
though.
You don't know the plot, so like the plot doesn't lend itself. You don't want there's no portion of the movie where it makes sense to watch a game of football.
Well, so tell me what I don't. I'm gonna say what I know about the movie because I'm still gonna contribute to the conversation because it's.
He
fun.
said I'm gonna duck off. Yeah, and he's like, no, I'm right back.
Actually,
it's too much fun.
Here's what I know about a movie I didn't see.
It's too much fun, but I know that Marlon Wayne's character was amazing football player or whatever, breaks his fibia or whatever, or just some leg thing, then ends up like tapping in with the devil or some evil shit, and ends up winning 8 straight Super Bowls in the NFL. Now you got Young Bull, like racially ambiguous, bro. I don't know. What is he? Is he black?
Yeah, he's black.
He say nigga in the movie?
I forget.
Nice call, Jordan Peele.
To be honest.
He's coming up next, and he looks up to bro. And so bro is like, do you really, like, he's training him before the draft? That's as much as I know.
Like, kinda.
Okay.
I mean, just a quick synopsis. You were mostly right up until like pre-combine.
Yeah.
This like weird like bunny looking thing comes and fucking smacks him on the back of the head while he's working out at his old high school alone, and like gives him like a crazy concussion, and then he has to sit out the combine, and his draft stock tanks, and basically bro, who's still playing, he's still active, the GOAT, playing quarterback for his favorite team, the Saviors, right? He's like, come get mentored by me. You know what I mean? And the whole thing is like, oh, there can only be one. Like, is this guy really ready to hand over the reins? But they're at this weird thing in the middle of nowhere, training. Just to get right to it, it's a bad movie.
It's a bad. So Miles was right.
Just to get right to it, it's a bad movie. I was entertained. I was confused. I wouldn't watch it again. There were lots of plot holes and lots of just like laughable moments that weren't supposed to be funny. The Marlon Wayans was really good,
I heard that.
but the rest of the acting was mid to me. It just like it was a cool concept.
I gotta push back against that. I feel like that dude, what's his name, Tyreek. I feel like
was he the main character?
He's the main character. I felt like he was good.
He was good. He did good.
Yeah.
The acting wasn't the biggest problem. It was the concept, the writing.
Exactly. I think it was just a poorly written story. And like I said, it was written by somebody that clearly didn't know anything about football. And also too, like, I don't know. I don't feel like they really tapped in like culturally with a lot of shit they could have, on that side too.
And it was funded by Jordan Peele.
And like, taste. And you know that like I was excited because like I'm interested in learning, or like the.
Come on, say it.
I
know what you're trying to say.
What's he about to say?
I can't even say.
You can go hard left.
No, say it.
I'm definitely interested in cults, exorcism,
that's
occult, all that shit. You know what I mean? Like that shit is mad interesting to me.
Okay.
To be completely honest, but they didn't really deliver.
They didn't tap in.
As somebody that's like
into the
they didn't
world.
really tap in.
They
bro.
didn't.
They don't know the program for real.
It was like
Fake
very.
cult.
It was literally fake occult, like very surface level occult, very like what I think like everybody thinks this shit is. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't really. It didn't really do it.
Spoilers. So who knocked them out at the beginning?
It was them.
Yeah.
It was like a mysterious figure, but they hired him. They were like, they wanted to sabotage his career so that they could train him to be the GOAT and replace this dude.
So they were plotting on him already.
Yes.
In the jump.
Because they were like,
He was like groomed since being a child.
Yeah, they were like, oh, this guy's going to be the best.
So did they know? But
so let's make him really the best.
So the cult was already tapped in with him from a kid, though.
Yeah, there's a picture of like the owner of the team with his father. So we don't really know.
Oh, wait, no. He has the same manager as the dude.
This is also true. His same agent.
So that's how I think his agent was like, oh, I have this kid. What do you think? And then obviously he was nice in college and they watched him and they're like, nah, this is the guy. We're going to
and basically dude
he's a wide receiver or quarterback.
Of course.
And it's not even really. So here's another thing. Is like they like hinted at the like the devil worship occult shit like through like symbolism, but at the end of the day that's not really like what they were doing. Like it was like just some like really weird like medical treatments, like using like this blood, like getting infused with this blood that's like super blood that's been passed down from the goats of every generation of the NFL. Right? Like kind of corny, bro. Like, there's the same blood.
And niggas was calling me a hater because I was on here smoking this weak ass shit before it even came out, and you was over here backing this shit.
Well,
trash,
some of us like to give things chances and going with open minds before judging art and criticism.
Everything I said was right.
Sure, yeah, you got this one.
So why the fuck would I give these niggas my money?
I'm not gonna lie, I was entertained at least until the very end, and I was like, this ending scene where they do the showdown that was so predictable is just so bad.
Catch this shit on Netflix.
And Miles, also all the times for every time that you're right, you're wrong 4 times about movies, and you miss out. What movie was I wrong about?
Weapons
is one of the best movies I've seen in a long time.
I didn't hate on Weapons. I didn't see
But you didn't go see it.
But I didn't hate on it. But I'll watch that movie. I didn't make statements. Everything that I say is trash before I see it is probably trash. And you have no examples of me being wrong. So
about saying something was trash and then it's good?
Yeah.
I like to personally listen or watch the art before I call it trash. But maybe that's a weird take. Maybe that's a weird
thing. Going
thing.
to the restaurant and ordering some weird shit and it tastes bad. It's like, well, duh. That was probably gonna taste bad.
No, it's like going
and
to
now you have to pay for it.
No, it's like going to a restaurant and while you're on the way there being like, oh, this is gonna suck. Like, that's just not how you become happy in life. You go in with open minds and you give yourself the chance to enjoy something you might not expect to enjoy. The mindset that you're talking about is what's going to lead you to doing the same shit and liking the same shit and never trying something new the rest of your life.
What if the restaurant is owned by someone who you know owns other bad restaurants and the reviews of it as it's getting opened are like, it could be mid. And then it's mid.
Why are your thumb bent like that?
What you mean? Bent like, like the...
Whoa. Oh
hitchhiker
my God.
thumb.
Yo.
That's a thing.
And turf toe too? What's going on with you, bro?
This is just regular. This is like a body thing.
That's like a regular thing though?
Yeah, like niggas had this.
I've never seen that.
It's like you do have detached or attached earlobes.
Yo, how left did we just go?
These are just different body things. You should attach them.
Oh, okay. Copy.
I'm just a different nigga. But yeah, fuck him, fuck Jordan Peele, do better, make better movies.
Whoa,
I don't care.
Too much.
Don't care. On
Too
to real
much.
sports. On to real sports. On to real sports. NFL, week 4, big games.
I don't want to start at the
RIP
NFL.
Malik Neighbors.
I don't want to start at the NFL.
All right, let's talk about WNBA.
No, give me
Nafisa Collier was robbed, bro.
Miles,
they did her bad. Alyssa Thomas ran through her kneecap and she just got out the NBA play or the WNBA playoffs.
Miles, can I please have a moment?
What you want to talk about sports?
I want to talk about the Seattle Mariners.
Bro, these niggas is weak. No one cares about fucking baseball. I'm talking about black women.
I am talking about...
I'm not finna let the white man take over me talking about black women. No.
Bro,
no.
All I'm saying is you guys always want me to champion the teams. Yes, we won the AL West.
Are you in the playoffs right now?
Yes, we clinched the 1 seed.
What I'm saying is playoff baseball going on.
No, last two games are...
The WNBA finals are in a couple of weeks.
But you guys always want me to claim a team.
I'm proud of Spencer.
This is my team, and this is the most success we've ever seen in my lifetime, bro.
Protect black women. I'm tired of this, bro. I'm crying for y'all.
All right, tell the people about WNBA.
Shout out to Las Vegas Aces, you know what I mean? We've been going crazy. I'm really hoping that Asia Wilson, who is really factually to go to the WNBA at this point, won another MVP this year. She's on her way to the NBA Finals. I think she's going to do a great job out there. Nafisa Collier, this is the most controversial thing that's happened in the WNBA all year. Game-winning shot attempt. She got her knee ran through by Alyssa Thomas, who's another great player. She gets the steal. They end up winning. I think Mercury won the series. I think that's over now.
You think?
I'm pretty sure.
So you're going to report on playoff series that you don't even know who won over my team doing something they haven't done in 22 years.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck about the Mariners. Nobody do.
I don't think people really give a fuck about the Aces either.
What about the W? You was about to say the WNBA though.
I wasn't. I was saying the Aces.
Nafisa Collier is on the Minnesota Lynx.
But you were talking about the Aces.
No, I wasn't.
You were talking about Asia Wilson.
I opened up with that for 30 seconds.
Yeah, and I don't think people give a fuck.
I switched to Nafisa.
I think a lot more people care about the Mariners and what's going on with the Mariners.
Go on the Mariners.
We won the AL West. First time in 22 years.
What does AL West even stand for?
American League West. We're going to the World Series. Cal Raleigh is the MVP of the league. He's doing things nobody's ever done. 60 home runs from a switch-hitting catcher. Fuck Aaron Judge. That's literally the MVP of the league. We've never seen this. He's third all-time in home runs hit in the American League. It's an absolutely unprecedented season. Julio Rodriguez is the most exciting thing in the sport. We have a great team, and I think the Mariners are the most likable team in sports. And that's not a take that I am making. That's a take that I've seen many other people make. So I just want to take a moment to revel in this moment. I got my Ken Griffey Jr. shirt on today. The city of Seattle has not won the AL West since 2001. Before 2 years ago, it was the longest playoff drought in sports history. So I just want to take a moment to say shout out to Seattle Mariners. We're going to the World Series. It's going to be lit.
Like the rest of the world, we will tap in when the World Series happens. We might watch half of an inning. If they make it there, congrats to them.
Okay. That's a lot of shit when you're leading with the WNBA. And you really want to talk about viewership.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck about no baseball, bro. Sorry.
I'll view that.
They got a Caitlin Clark over there?
Yeah.
Who?
Aaron Judge.
It's Shohei Ohtani.
You're right.
Shout out to him in the NFL.
Damn, so you really calling Caitlin Clark the GOAT?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying.
That's what you just did.
Viewership wise, yeah.
You just called Caitlin Clark the GOAT.
Yeah, I thought you come on this platform and
viewership go.
Heavily.
Oh, viewership go. She's the one. White people love her. She stirs up controversy, all that. But Paige Beckers came in the WNBA and showed niggas that she is a whole pack of mid.
Well, you're
way better hooper, but niggas don't care about her narrative as much as they care about
you just need to do a little more research before you make baseball references, because that's not what Shohei Ohtani is. Shohei Ohtani is the most talented player the league has ever seen. He is without a doubt the best player the MLB has ever seen.
Woo, baseball, America's sport. I don't give a shit. Football, yeah, there was some bullshit. Malik Neighbors is injured. Jackson Dart is a new quarterback in the Giants. That's cool, I guess.
You got a whole lot of nothing to say. Wrap this up.
College football's lit.
Wrap this up.
That.
You got a lot of nothing to say. Nobody's listening.
Damn, bro. Nobody.
You lost us all our listeners at your little quiet WNBA rant. So wrap us up. Let's get out of here.
Eagles up. Are we gonna do anything on Apartment 200? The LA thoughty spot.
No, I just saw a tweet.
Industry shit
it's unconfirmed.
Oh, is it unconfirmed?
Unconfirmed, but I've seen his tweets.
Apartment 200. I hope you're good out there.
Where am I gonna run into Zach Villa?
You've been. I think I've been there twice, but two decent nights. Appreciate y'all for watching, man. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Make sure to tap with your boys on Patreon as well. Uncut reactions and all the other shit we do. Catch y'all next one, man. Peace.